Hello, my name is GHAZZY, and welcome to Ghazzy's another YouTube video. You do a build guide on... Oh, you didn't like it? Sorry. I'm sorry. You do a build guide on the Elementalist crit version of Penance brand and Arcanist Wave of Conviction. Now, Wave of Conviction finally got fixed with a bug, which made it do 5 times the damage, because every cast would do 5 hits. This has now been fixed, and Wave of Conviction was still buffed in the patch notes, and I will be showing you an Awakener 8 kill first time with this build, after the fix, to show you that the damage is more than enough to do in-game bosses with. It is not a build that excels in boss damage, however, it is clearing very, very nicely exploding packs, which you surely have seen in the previous videos. This is no change to this one, so in this video, I will simply be focusing on the boss capabilities of it as I'm talking about the build. I actually tried out some different approaches, actually going for Shimmerons and Light of Lunaris items, which will be in the new POB, linked in the descriptions below. All the other gear is basically the same. Get yourself an AM mark ring. If you want to, you can go for plus level of Fist, Lightning, or Intelligence gems on the amulet, which is very easy to do in Harvest. You just get a base and then spam whatever craft you find until you get the mod that you want. Same thing with the Assassin's Mark ring. I just bought the base for 5k as a spam whatever Harvest craft I could get till I got one with Assassin's Mark, and then I worked with what I got. It is using Soul Tether, which is why my energy shield is down to 0, and this one gives me a thing called Immortal Ambition. So as we wait for the RP to go through, I'll talk about the build. So basically the Soul Tether is putting me on 0 energy shield, and whatever leech I have, which the Elementalist gets for free through the Ascendancy node, is then translated over to energy shield as long as I have full HP. And if I go down below full HP, then I will not be leeching energy shield till that's back up, but I do have Energy Leech Support Gem, which is one of the best damage supported in the entire game, allowing me to also regen or leech Energy Shield. And since I'm always degenerating Energy Shield, I'm always leeching Energy Shield. So this is why we're able to use these support gems. Not sure if I mentioned the helmet craft in the previous videos, but if you do an Essence of Insanity, you can get the Sock of the Gems, deals 50% of physical damage as extra lightning, which is absolutely insane for the use of Penance brand. And with a crit-based approach, going with Herald of Ice with Ice Bite that generates frenzy charges and explode packs on a consistent basis, which is very, very comfortable. And you can use Rim Sorrow for conversion into cold. However, you can also get 25% from a benchcraft or incursion dropped gloves, which you can purchase very, very cheaply on the market. So that's basically it. The build is very straightforward. One of the biggest issues I've had in map clearing has actually been chaining maps, because we're using golems as well as Herald of Purity generating minions. That causes the situation where enemies that are chaining projectiles can be very rippy sometimes. So you gotta be a little bit careful with that too. Let's relax, shall we? Alright, so this is going to be the boss damage versus Awakener. I've actually thoroughly enjoyed playing this, so it's gonna be fun to see how the boss damage is. Oh no, see it. That's a great start. But yeah, we're gonna see how the boss damage is, because that's the most important part with the since the fix of Wave of Conviction, as it previously did 5 times damage per hit, which is no longer the case. Also, keep an eye out with what you're doing. Refund video. You should actually focus. I don't think I changed my pantheons either to make this easier. Doesn't really matter. Just don't get hit, forehead. So, now we can see the damage, I hope. Put your brands up, put your Wave of Storms up, and that should be perfectly fine. As you can see, it's a lot less damage than previously on the other videos. I think I had an Awakener kill in one of them. The problem with that one was that it was lower level, so this was a bit tankier. But the damage is way more than you need to kill this at a comfortable state. All you have to do is just make sure that you actually do the mechanics of the boss fight. So don't stand in shit like I did. And then walk under him. GG. Not the best boss damage, but way more than you need to kill the fights. And that's basically the entire build. Very simple. Clearing is probably the most satisfying with the build, to be honest. Just make sure you have everything sorted. Put the things up and then place it. Obviously we still have a few gems we gotta sort in terms of levels, but for the most part it's very comfortable to play. And I'm sure you can just invest a little bit more and not go low budget to have decent boss damage as well. This is still in the shit gear. Shimmerons and Light of the Noise are pretty cheap at the moment in the league as well. Last phase will obviously be the part where damage matters the most, because you want to get rid of the face as soon as you can. Yeah, you can get immunity to chain from the Pantheon, which I have not updated yet or upgraded. Plus I don't have the Ascendancy, the Cluster Notable that would give me a lot of damage either. But this is basically the entire build and how it's played. Very comfortable, very straightforward. Just stay out of the beams, stay out of... that again. Stay out of those! Stay out of them! Like the best build guide video we've done to date. I don't know why, but I always have issues with those. Consistently. Nice. Either way, when you're clearing, basically you just use Penance Brand, and then as you're progressing, you simply place down a place down a Arcanist Brand with a Wave of Conviction if the enemy or the pack is a really tough rare one, for example. Other than that, you just focus on using Penance Brand on a consistent basis. Alright, so let's do this again. This game, I'm gonna try to actually open my eyes. Last phase. Granted, I haven't actually bothered using my flasks through the other phases now, so we're gonna use them in the last phase because that's where damage matters. Yep. And pop the shit. It should be last phase. Nice. There we go. I think the only time that it would be really risky, to be honest, would be in situations where he does the tunnel. Because you will almost always be hit at least once in those situations, which can hurt a lot. Other than that, everything should be piss easy, because you shouldn't be able to be... Well, you shouldn't be hit by these abilities. I think he was over here, not sure. No, it wasn't. Also, if you stay outside of range there, you can actually avoid being hit by the initial explosion, which is very comfortable. I've been actually considering if I should put some like Culling Strike or something like that on...
Why do I bother?
Culling Strike on the Overstorms would make this fight, for example, a little bit easier. But I mean, the fight's easier as long as you don't stand in the small little tiny fire shits like I did. Anyways, to round this video off, I'm going to show you a quick map just to show you some exploding packs from the Penance Brand. But this is basically the build. Straightforward, easy, it's very comfortable to play. Obviously, a better bossing builds than this one. However, I'm enjoying it and I think it's fun. So we're going to show you a cage map, and I do believe we need to corrupt it, so let's do that as well. We do this, we corrupt it, still use cage. It looks pretty rippy. That's just fun. Let's do it. And move in, and I'll show you this one. We can skip scanner for the video. And then, but yeah, it's a Penance Brand consistently. The energy shield's covering through Immortal Ambition, and bossing is just Arcanist Brand and dodge the abilities. Just actually play the game basically. And this is how clearing looks. Keep in mind that since your energy shield starts on 0, you have to like get a couple packs in first before the before your build will have that EHP up away from your life pool. which means that chest, like in your gear, should have a baseline of energy shield pieces. I talked about this before, and you should get yourself like a craft. There's a prefix on the chest piece that allows you to. Oops, that's a nice lag. Okay. The mod on the chest piece that gives you % of your life as extra energy shield is a very strong modifier. The most annoying part with mapping is honestly just proximity shields, and other than that, it's very straightforward. Explodes everything. It's comfortable to play. The defensive mechanism is obviously the ES buffer that you have, and the fact that you're freezing packs. So enemies with like immunity to ailments can be a bit annoying, but should be no problems to run. But do keep in mind that your freezing is part of your defense. And that's about it. So this is how the map looks in clearing, and it can do Awakener 8 without any bigger problems. It can do with the endgame bosses. Again, like I mentioned, not the best for it. However, it can do it, and this is again with lower budget approach. It's very straightforward. It's simple. It's chill. It's easy. I don't think I have anything else I want to say about the build. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's somewhere in between what a brand build used to be and a self-cast, because they kind of screwed over brand identity quite a lot with the recent changes. In clearing, I only cast the Wave of Conviction brand when there's a harder rare or harder pack that my Penance brand is not dealing with itself, basically. Other than that, Penance brand in a pseudo 5-link with that craft is way more than what you need to kill everything. Tier 16 maps is not a problem at all. Kill everything. Use Flame Dash for the Arcanist Surge, and that's about it. That's the build. If you guys have any other ideas of how to run this, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments what you feel about the build, because you know it's confirmed on this channel that liking, commenting, and subscribing does increase your RNG of dropping Exalted Orbs into the break class. Anyways, till next time, stay safe, keep rocking.